Just listen to that for a second. That's not some sound effect from a movie. That's the real deal. Those are the actual radio emissions from Saturn. Basically, the sound of the planet screaming into space. All right, let's dive into the planet we thought we knew.
You know, when we look up from Earth, Saturn is just this jewel of the solar system. It's this gorgeous, golden giant just floating there so peacefully with its perfect little halo. We've always called it beautiful, but here's the thing. Sometimes, beauty is the ultimate trap. In this explainer, we're going to peel back that calm, beautiful surface and show you the violent, chaotic truth that's hiding underneath.
So here's the most important thing to get your head around. Saturn is not peaceful at all. It is a violent colossus. It's this massive ball of hydrogen and helium that's spinning so incredibly fast that it literally flattens itself out. It bulges at the middle and gets squashed at the poles. It's less like a perfect sphere and, honestly, more like a giant cosmic pumpkin. And its gravity? It's so cruel it rips its own moons to shreds just to make its decorations.
So let's talk about those decorations, the rings. They're its most famous feature, right? We look at them and we see this beautiful crown, this halo of light. But the reality is so much more gruesome. This isn't a crown of light, it's a crown of guts.
From, a billion kilometers away, the rings look so solid and smooth, like they've been there forever. But that whole image, it's a complete lie. If you could actually fly a ship inside those rings, you would find yourself in a high-speed grinder. It is not a halo. It's a storm of ice shrapnel, a totally chaotic blizzard of frozen debris.
And just try to imagine the scale of this violence. We are talking about everything from tiny little grains of sand to massive chunks of ice the size of mountains. And they're all orbiting at thousands of kilometers an hour, just constantly smashing into each other, shattering over and over again. The whole system is almost 300,000 kilometers wide, but in some spots, it's only 10 meters thick. It's like a cosmic razor blade, just slicing through the dark.
So, how in the world did this blade even get made? Well, the answer is something called the Roche limit. The easiest way to think about it is like a gravitational kill zone. If a moon or a comet gets too close to Saturn, the planet's gravity pulls harder on the side that's closer than it does on the side that's farther away. It starts to stretch it until it's just completely torn to shreds. It really is the point of no return.
And all of this leads to a pretty chilling conclusion. Those rings, they aren't just bits of ice and rock. They are the shredded, pulverized remains of a moon that wandered too close. A world that was literally torn limb from limb. The beautiful rings we all admire are the scattered guts of a dead celestial body. We are staring at a planetary graveyard.
But all this violence isn't just happening around Saturn, it's carved directly into its face. The things we see on the planet aren't just passing storms like we have on Earth. They are permanent, violent scars. Just take a look at the planet's North Pole. Do you see that? Spinning right there is a storm so gigantic it could swallow our entire planet 4 times over. But its size isn't even the strangest thing about it.
It's a perfect hexagon, a 6-sided geometric hurricane, carved out of the atmosphere by super-fast jet streams. I mean, nature isn't supposed to make straight lines on this kind of scale, but here it is. This thing has been raging for decades, maybe even centuries. Its storm walls plunge hundreds of kilometers deep, and right in the middle, there's a vortex that looks like a beautiful, terrifying red rose made out of smaller hurricanes. It's a geometric nightmare, just staring out into the void.
And that's not the only scar. Roughly every 30 Earth years, a monster wakes up from deep inside the planet. A storm system we call the Great White Spot erupts, and it just grows and grows and grows until it wraps around the entire planet. It dredges up these white ammonia clouds from deep inside, flashing with lightning that's 10,000 times stronger than anything on Earth. It literally turns the golden giant into a pale ghost.
But okay, Saturn isn't just a king of chaos. It rules over a whole kingdom of over 140 moons. And in this realm, we find 2 of the most fascinating worlds in our entire solar system. One is like a toxic reflection of home, and the other holds a hidden promise of life.
So let's look at 2 of its most incredible moons. First, you've got Titan. It's got a thick nitrogen atmosphere, it's got rivers, it's got lakes, just like Earth. But it's this twisted, dark reflection. The liquid isn't water, it's liquid methane and ethane, basically natural gas. And the temperature is a cozy minus 179 degrees Celsius. But then you've got Enceladus. No atmosphere, just a ball of ice. But hiding underneath all that ice, that's the jackpot, a global ocean of warm, liquid water.
And we know for a fact this ocean is real because Enceladus is literally bleeding into space. Huge geysers of water vapor and ice crystals are erupting from massive cracks in its surface. This proves there's a warm, salty, liquid ocean down there, and it's filled with organic molecules. Heat, water, and organics. I mean, those are the three key ingredients for life as we know it. We went to Saturn looking for gas and rock, and we found a place where something might actually be swimming.
So, how do we know all of this incredible stuff? Well, we had a messenger out there in the middle of this chaotic system. It was a probe named Cassini. And to get all this knowledge, we had to pay a very steep price.
After 13 amazing years, Cassini was running out of fuel, and NASA had a choice. They couldn't risk it crashing into one of those pristine moons like Enceladus and contaminating it, so they ordered a suicide mission. On its very last orbit, Cassini took a final deep plunge, diving directly into Saturn itself. It fought the whole way down to keep its antenna pointed back at us, sending data until the very last second before the heat and pressure just tore it apart, making it a part of the very planet it had spent its life studying. That sacrifice gave us a final, incredibly profound insight. Even this monumental system, this Lord of Chaos, isn't forever. We are lucky enough to be witnessing a dying masterpiece.
That's how long the rings have left. Saturn's massive gravity is relentlessly pulling them down. They're literally raining onto the planet in what scientists call ring rain. In about 100 million years, which is just a blink of an eye in cosmic time, they will be completely gone, and Saturn will just be another lonely gas giant, sitting in the dark.
So what this all really means is that Saturn, with its incredible rings, isn't some eternal monument. It is a temporary, fleeting masterpiece, one that was sculpted by gravity and incredible violence. We are just unbelievably lucky to be alive in the brief little window of cosmic history when it shines so brightly.
Saturn is this amazing reminder that the universe isn't static. It's a place of birth and death and constant, violent change. We are just fortunate witnesses to this beautiful, terrifying, and temporary spectacle. Which really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other cosmic wonders are out there right now, fading away, just beyond our view?